Hey, Ben here, and in today's video you're going to learn the 5 steps you need to take in order to attract your ideal customers. We all know how important it is to attract the right customers, whether that's for our product or our service, and if you follow the 5 steps that I outline here, you're going to find that a lot easier to do. Step number 1, what question do your ideal customers and prospects ask when they are looking for your product or service? What is it that they're talking about? What is it that they're asking for? What is it that they're discussing before they get to the point in which they look to purchase your product or service? This is really important to know because it means that you're able to produce content and then get that content out in front of that person. So at the point they need your product or service, you're there ready and waiting. Point number 2, similar to point number 1, but what problem does your product or service solve for your ideal prospect or customer? What is it they're looking to do, and what problem is it they have that they're looking to solve? And you need to be able to speak clearly and concisely about how your product or service does that better for them than anything else out there. You need to show them clearly that by buying your product or service, this problem disappears, gets better. Step number 3, you need to be able to tell stories that are relevant to you or your business that encompass what your product or service does and how this solves their issue. So you want to look at how this can amplify the desire for the product, or it can build on the concern they already have for what the problem is and how bad it will get if they don't purchase your product or service, or another product or service that can solve this problem that they have. What stories do you have around that? So, you know, John had this issue, it was really bad, it was affecting him in all these different ways. He then found our product or service. After buying that, John's life is better in all of these different ways. He wishes he found it earlier. These kinds of stories. Or other, flip it round and you've got the story where Dave had this same problem. However, he didn't do anything about it. The problem got worse and he ended up losing everything, or his arm fell off, or whatever it is that's the downside of it. By telling stories and telling stories well, as humans, we're programmed, we love stories. If you look at all of the popular things on TV, they're all very good at telling stories. They suck you in. People love a good story. And if you can use stories to build on the kind of desire or concern that people have around the problem or need they have, then you will find that your results massively skyrocket. Which leads me on to step 4. Are you polarizing your audience? Now, if you've not heard of this before, it is as simple as basically not being vanilla. Your product or service is not going to suit everybody. Not everybody is going to be a raving fan. Not everybody is going to need it, want it. It's just not going to be, not everyone is going to be able to buy it and be a good fit for it. And you need to be very good at putting out content that is really good at attracting your ideal audience and pushing away the audience that it's not good for. You basically making a stand. We're not here just to serve everyone or deliver a product for everyone. This is for people that, if we're doing an educational course, say, this is the course for you. If you're looking to take control of your career, you want to take that next step on a ladder. What we're not here for is lazy people that have no interest in putting any effort in, because we know you're not one of those lazy people. You're one of those go-getters that wants to get the best out of your career. You're not one of these lazy people that want to sit and play PlayStation all the time, not do anything, but still dream, tell everyone how they're going to get promoted to VP or chairman or whatever it is their dream goal is. It's about making a stand and not trying to service everybody. So you have to polarize your audience. Which leads us on to our final step, step number 5. And this is where we take everything that we've already got and we put it into practice. And that is, you need to make sure you are in the right place for your target audience. So depending on their demographic, their age group, you basically look at your buyer personas, look at what they're into. You need to then find the networks that suit those people. So if you're typically dealing, say, B2B, then one place that could be really good for you is LinkedIn. because a lot of business people in there, you can target people by their roles, by their jobs, the companies they work for, a whole host of things. However, if you're into a really young demographic and your product or service is really targeted towards them, it might be that you need to look at how you can engage something like TikTok or something like that in order to get to those ideal people, because it's not enough to just have the right content, speaking in the right way, targeting the right, benefits and, all of this. You've got to have that content in the right place so that your target market actually see it. There's no point in you being on TikTok and putting all your effort into TikTok when you're an older demographic, your clients are an older demographic that aren't using it, because you've got all the right content with all the right message, but you're pushing it in the wrong place. So to finalize, you need to make sure that once you've got all of that content, you're telling the right stories. Is video the best medium in which to kind of portray that, or should it be text, or should it be audio via a podcast? Where does your ideal market consume information? Make sure you're in those places and make sure you're producing content in the way in which they consume it. So I hope you found that helpful. These are the 5 steps you need to take in order to get to your ideal prospect or client. I'd love to know if you're currently using any of those, so let me know in the comments below.